Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the show where wrestling and cosplay collide. Two Sweet Converse by Two Sweet Cosplay. Happening right now for the first time ever on Zoom. I am EJV alongside my colleagues. I am here with Wildcard.
What up?
And of course, we can't forget the matriarch of this whole thing, Mr. Steve-O.
Hello, everybody.
And the man himself, the one, the only, Mr. Nico.
What's up, everybody? Let's get it going. It's Survivor Series weekend. We got a great show for you tonight. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, yes, we do. First of all, before we introduce our guests, we want to say thank you for your cosplay submissions. Be on the lookout on our social media for your features as the days and weeks progress. But now we got to get the show started and introduce our guest. This man is a professional, an actor, a streamer, done it all. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, Rob Fury.
What is up, my friends? You are now listening to the mogul of hotness, the king of sexy, the crown prince of damn you're so fine, the number one reason why the divorce rate in the United States is so high, and wrestling's sexiest cosplayer, the ASS arrogant superstar, Rob Fury, baby. What is up?
I love it.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. Thank you
That
for joining us,
was
Rob.
quite
What a great
epic.
intro,
Quite
man.
epic.
Like this, literally, that's the
What
first
an
time I've
intro,
been able.
man.
That's the first time I've been able to do my moniker, my intro, since like maybe September or October. No, October was my last match last year. October of last year was my last match. So that was the last time I was able to actually hear that in the ether. So thank you for that.
Of course, man. No problem.
Nice.
No problem.
Let me get back to my geeky glasses mode over here.
Of course. Rob, why don't you give the people a brief synopsis about yourself, kind of give an idea of some of the projects you're working on, and tell everybody what's up.
Yeah, well, if you guys didn't know about me, I am Rob Fury. I actually am from New York City, born and raised 5.5 years in Chicago. Now I live in beautiful Reseda, Los Angeles, California. That's right where the Karate Kid lives. I've been actually a professional wrestler for 11 plus years now. Yeah, I was trained by the Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rods, and I was able to train under the likes of All Money is Legal, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, those two amazing indie tag teams. And on top of that, I was very fortunate to train under Ken Scampy, which is the protege of one former ECW World Heavyweight Champion and Tag Team Champion, Mr. One Mikey Whipwreck. So with that, now I am just so happy to be here on this fantastic channel and this fantastic show, ready to talk about some Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talking Survivor Series today,
Sounds about
baby.
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm ready to talk some Survivor Series. As you guys know, it's this Sunday, 30 years of The Undertaker. We're gonna discuss that. We're gonna discuss, favorite matches and moments. But to introduce the topics is Steve-O. Steve-O, take it away, buddy.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Rob, we're going to get a little more in depth on you later. But right now, we're going to the Survivor Series. So starting things off, rather than just predicting this year's pay-per-view, we're going to take a look at the rich 34-year history of this event. And we're going to narrow down some of our favorites. And before we get the discussion started, I want to throw out a quick few facts about the Survivor Series events. Of course, the Survivor Series is the second of the big four pay-per-views created by the WWE, of course, number one being WrestleMania. The first one took place November 26 of 1987 in Richfield, Ohio, at the Richfield Coliseum. The Undertaker is celebrating 30 years of his appearance at the debut of the 1990 Survivor Series, and that was in Hartford, Connecticut, at the Hartford Civic Center. 1991 is the first ever Survivor Series to feature a singles match, where it's normally team elimination matches, which is the signature theme of Survivor Series. That match was a world title bout between Hulk Hogan taking on The Undertaker.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to be talking about that. 1992, there was only one team match, kind of like setting the bar later on for future. It was the Nasty Boys, Natural Disasters taking on Money Inc. and the Beverly Brothers. Such an obscure names, but I remember that yesterday.
What are the Beverly Brothers' name? Bo and Blake Beverly, was it?
That's right, Bo and Blake, the Beverly Brothers.
Yes.
Manager was the genius, Lanny Poffo.
I love that. You guys are awesome already. I'm like reminiscing already. I'm like, oh, thank you. Continue.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so 1998, that show had no elimination matches, and it was focused on the Deadly Game tournament for the big WWF World Title. We may talk a little bit about that.
Oh,
that one they got me
about
hook, line, and
that.
sinker in '98. They got me hook, line, and sinker with that big heel turn at the end there.
That swerve was an N Night Shyamalan type of swerve right there.
Exactly. Like I didn't see that coming. I was like, what? I mean, as I'm older now, it's like, wait, how did I not see that coming? But as a kid, you're just like, what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, I'll get into it more later myself, but I just like, I don't know, just the fact there was not a single elimination match. I'm very old school, so I was a little PO'd, but I'll get into that a little more later. 2002 was the same way. It was the debut of the Elimination Chamber match. A very
I remember that very well. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, to wrap up this whole retrospective of just the series of it itself, 2016 to present, they kind of moved more into a brand versus brand direction. We saw Raw versus SmackDown, similar to the old bragging rights pay-per-view, which only had 2 events. And last year, which all of us were at, 2019, NXT got involved for that year and that year only in a 3-way brand supremacy war. So
hell yeah. Yeah.
Hey, speak for yourselves.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He was in California, so we just left his ass. Like, bye, Rob.
I did go to the NXT show before Hell in a Cell. No, was it Hell in a Cell or TLC? TLC. I went to the TLC show last year.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
at Ulster.
Right.
Yeah. So at least I went to one show.
There you go. So, yeah, now that you kind of got a retrospective and got to, get a little feel for what events may have stood out to you, let's get right into it. Let's talk about some of our favorite events. I will let our guest, Rob, start off with his thoughts first. Rob, take it away, my friend.
Oh wow! So some of our favorite events. So basically, like events as in moments in WrestleMania. I mean, in Survivor Series.
Yeah, or if you just want to say, okay, this is the best Survivor Series, anything like that. If you have some, just I'd say at least give your top 3 Survivor Series, if you will.
I wouldn't say that I have like a specific certain Survivor Series that I love, but you did touch on it, and on a certain one that has a nice little moment to me, and because and especially because I don't like the person that actually lost. Can we touch on that beautiful 30 years of Undertaker and his debut, and not his debut, but that beautiful match that he won against a certain racist somebody with a balding spot that unfortunately won back at Tuesday night in Texas, the next fucking Tuesday. Pardon my language, but the next freaking Tuesday. Let's talk about the Undertaker beating Hulk Hogan for the WWE title with the help of Ric Flair. That is my moment right there. Because I was so shocked. I was like, who is this person? Did he just beat Hulk Hogan? Are you? And then the shock in my face, young Rob here is like, because I was a Hulkamaniac. Everybody was a Hulkamaniac before we found out that he was a racist piece of crap. But, like, you're just like, oh my gosh. The immortal Hulk Hogan back then. The immortal Hulk Hogan just got beat by someone, and then you see this guy rolling his eyes in his head. You're like, no, I don't want Hulk Hogan. And of course, Hulk Hogan won in Tuesday night in Texas, like the next Tuesday. But I think that was like my moment because it shocked me, and I was always sorry to interrupt Nico, but I was always like a WCW fan because WCW when I was a kid, I'm like, these guys fly and they're like really fast and they're really cool. And even when I was young and before I was a wrestler, I understood work rate and how the WCW looked way more athletic and like way more sporty than the WWE WWF at that time. It's like hokey gimmick stuff. So that's why I was like really into Ric Flair. I'm like, yeah, Ric Flair helped destroy Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan's a toy. Ric Flair knows how to wrestle. I didn't know anything. They both don't. But I didn't say
I'm
that.
gonna have to
I
fight
did
one that Ric
not
Flair
say
don't know how
that.
to wrestle.
That's Margarita talking. They're the best. They are the best in the business. Even though Ric Flair has the same 5 moves. Oh, I'm mad controversial today. Nico, no, hey brother. Now I'm saying those are legends. Come on now, but that's my favorite moment. Just to let you guys know.
Damn. Can
All
we have a sip of what you're drinking, man?
He's too loose right now.
No, but seriously though, that like I said, I always liked WCW before, so I was always when I saw that it was like the Undertaker, very scary guy. I was maybe like 6 to 8, I don't remember what age, and I liked Ric Flair because Ric Flair, like him fighting like Ricky Steamboat, I got to see those matches. And I thought those were so cool. So to see Ric Flair in the WWF at the time, I was like, he's helping to get a like in my mind. I'm like, yes, cool wrestling's coming here, and not just like a punch and a leg drop. And he won in the Undertaker, and then all of a sudden I realized Undertaker was doing punches and leg drops too at the time. So that like, but yeah. So let me throw it back to you, Steve-O. Go.
Yeah,
Go.
hey, real quick, fun fact. The Undertaker won that title on a Wednesday. That Survivor Series was on a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And then that following Tuesday night in Texas, he dropped it back to Hogan. So he was technically only world champion for 6 days because Hulk Hogan said, oh, that last Tuesday he dropped me on my head, I could have broke my neck. And of course, he tried to put the kibosh on the Undertaker in typical political Hulk Hogan fashion. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say Hulk Hogan-esque, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go.
Evo,
So-
I know that you hate me right now because Hogan is like one of your heroes, and he was one of mine too. But I hate him now. So I still love you though. You're better than Hogan. You're the real American. I will fight for my rights and everything
as
for
long
you,
as
brother.
you stop bragging on my man Punk Rob, we're cool. I'll let you live.
Save that conversation for another show.
Let's stay on point here. Let's stay on
Yes,
point
please.
here.
So I'll get into it. 1990. I mean, you might be like, "Oh, this is an obvious one," but the debut of the Undertaker. This was the first Survivor Series I watched. This was the only one with the Ultimate Survivor concept, which I thought was so badass at its time. Just seeing, just all the winning faces, which ended up being Hulk Hogan, Tito Santana, the Ultimate Warrior, taking on, it was $1 Million Man, I believe it was Rick Martel, various other heels.
Ooh, the model.
Yep, the model Rick Martel wearing his arrogance, if you will.
I love that gimmick. One of my favorite gimmicks growing up. It's Spirit of Arrogance.
How did he not get a world title? I don't understand.
Oh my god, dude. Please let's continue because we could go into a whole conversation of people that deserve the title. Please.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different.
Yep, that's another topic for another episode.
Yeah, that's a 3-hour topic too. So
yeah, but no, like some other moments. Like I said that stuff. The Ultimate Survivor, the Taker's debut, which was badass. Gobbledygooker. That just was hilarious during the 1990s show. And actually, it's funny. Like I went to like my first ever house show after. And I was kind of getting into wrestling. Like, who the hell is this thing? Why is this here mascot? But I was a little kid. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, my God. But 1991, I want to give a shout out to that one, as Rob mentioned. I was devastated as a kid at Hulk Hogan losing to The Undertaker. However, it's a badass moment. It was nice to actually see. He did cheat a little bit, The Undertaker. Ric Flair did his interference, but it was cool seeing The Undertaker.
Cheat. Oh my goodness.
He didn't cheat. Ric Flair cheated. Undertaker did not cheat. He just capitalized. Okay.
Fair enough.
Paul Bear said, "We don't see shit." Paul Bear was like, "I don't see nothing."
Oh no!
I mean, there are so many Survivor Series I can go through. I'm gonna throw out one more. I was at this one, the 2012 Survivor Series, the debut of the Shield. That was incredible. I didn't know who any of those guys were at the time.
4-3-4 for life.
Them jumping in the ring, running havoc among the show. Holy shit, that was awesome. The rest of the card off otherwise wasn't all too great, but just that ending moment, incredible. I can't say that enough. And then, you know what? The 2018 one, I like this match a lot. I'm just reading through Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. I was like, God damn it, they're really going to squash one of my favorite guys. And then Daniel Bryan actually just put on a hell of a show. He just made a big bounce back. He was actually holding his own against Brock Lesnar, but in the end, Brock won. But great match. Got to give both men credit. Like, I know Brock, can kind of go into business for himself, but I really appreciated that. But yeah, like, I just love the whole 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 team matches. I think when they do like the tag team ones where it's like 6 or 8 guys, I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, calm it down a bit. But anything 4 or 5-on-5, I love it. So I'm going to pass this topic to Nico now to just give some of his favorite moments of Survivor Series.
Yeah, thank you, Steve-O. For me, and it was one of my favorite moments as a kid, but it's a total letdown now that I'm older and I'm wiser about the wrestling business. 2001, the whole Team WWF versus the Alliance, because I legit thought, holy shit, WWF might go out of business here. When you're a 9-year-old kid, I mean, you don't know what the fuck is happening. Like, is Shane really about to dethrone his dad? You're like, what the hell? But then, of course, obviously, I find out later, a lot of the big name WCW stars sat at home for a year because they chose to just take the money and stay at home. Guys like Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Rey Mysterio, Goldberg, Scott Steiner, etc. Big names like that, But if you think about it, imagine if they would have had, your Goldberg, your Ric Flair, your Steiner, that being Team WCW versus Team WWF. Imagine how that match would have been. But still, that's one of my favorite matches. The entire card for Survivor Series 1996, just because I thought that card was effing amazing. It's in the Garden. It's Rocky Maivaia's debut match. We didn't know what he would become, but still, it's a big moment in wrestling. Bret Hart comes back and puts on one of the best wrestling matches, period, against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Shawn Michaels sells his ass off to Psycho Sid, drops the belt, but it was still a cool moment where he's going to his trainer, please somebody help him, but he still gets killed by Psycho Sid, and you get that sympathy. Undertaker and Mankind, those two guys were always money together. So that's a cool moment for me. Survivor Series 2005, the elimination match of Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, just because that whole build of who's better, Raw or SmackDown, was just phenomenal. And then, of course, 2012, the debut of the Shield, because I knew Dean Ambrose was coming up. I just didn't know how. And Ezra will remember this because he was at my house watching the pay-per-view. As soon as I saw Dean Ambrose, I'm screaming ape shit. And he can attest to that because I was so excited. And then, of course, my guy, the best in the world, CM Punk, retains the title, solidified for one whole year. Thank you very much. Okay, I am out.
All right. Wild card, you want to go ahead and take it from here?
Sure.
I feel like every time wild card gets called, there should be like an owl, like a wolf, like oh. Wow.
Somebody want to do that there?
It's always sunny in Philadelphia with wild card.
Yeah.
It just so bad.
And Rob, And Rob, I'm sure you know this too, and this is kind of a running gag amongst the rest of us here. But that whole wild card rule that that they had, like there was a storyline with that, like wild card rule, where like superstars would go between like shows and
crap,
stuff.
dude. That lasted like a week.
Well, I had nothing to do with that. I had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Fair enough.
You can call me on that. Okay. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. Just set the record straight there. I had absolutely nothing to do with that shit there.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway. All right. Survivor Series here. Oh man. I mean, there's just so many to go through. I mean, there's a lot of you guys kind of said, a lot of good moments there too. I mean, of course, the Shield. I mean, who can forget about that? I mean, just how could you can forget about a group that dominant just debuting at one of the big four pay-per-views in WWE history? So, but these are my picks. I was actually taking some notes on this here. 1999. That was one that I remember pretty well, because that was also the debut of our Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And
I didn't think of that, but brilliant.
Yes. So I was going to
Sean
say
Stasiak.
Yeah, he beat the Sean Stasiak there. Yeah, the artist formerly known as
was that
with
Planet
Meat.
Stasiak at the time? Oh, that was me at the time.
I think he was.
No.
I think he retired that gimmick afterwards.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Meat was in WCW or was it WWE?
It was WWF.
It was WWF at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was basically like the boy toy for Terry Reynolds and Jacqueline, I think.
For PMS.
Yeah, PMS. Yes.
Oh God! Please continue. Just move on.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
Anyway.
think about...
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway. Let's see, what else do I got here? Of course, I think Nico mentioned this too about the whole alliance storyline there too in 2001. I mean, at the time, of course, there wasn't really much to go off of with, internet spoilers, things like that. So, I'm sure not many people knew what the hell was going on with that. So, like, okay, was this actually going to be for real? Was Shane McMahon going to actually take over? The company or whatnot there too, but
I couldn't
money.
But I mean, there was no spoilers or anything like that. There was no dirt sheets. Like, there wasn't really much of an internet following at the time there too. If it was, then there was like a little bit of an underground scene with that. But I thought that was a really good, exciting pay-per-view to say the least, though, just because of what was basically on the line at the time. So that was definitely one I remember too. 2002, of course, with debut of the Elimination Chamber. I thought that was a very unique concept at the time there too, and it was really cool to see Shawn Michaels win the world title again. I thought he deserved at least one more run with it, and it was a really great match too.
Can I wild card, can I just chime in real quick?
Yes, sir.
Didn't it look weird when Shawn Michaels won that Elimination Chamber? Like it felt weird, like the brand new gear and just him at his like accelerated age. It just felt weird for me because I knew that somebody was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I will say that the in-ring gear that he had, I thought it just didn't seem very Shawn Michaels like.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only person, because I'm like, I love that win, but I'm like, what are you wearing?
He seemed
it was almost like, what was it, like cowboy boots that he was wearing or something?
Yes, I'm like, what the hell? Like, oh man, trust me, we could have a a good hour and a half conversation of Shawn Michaels wrestling gear.
Yeah. I mean, but it was really great. It was great to see him win the world title, though. I mean, especially considering his story coming back, and being part of the very first Elimination Chamber too. I mean, that's pretty historic right there, in Madison Square Garden. So that's even better there too. So I mean, what more can you ask for that? What else do I have here? I'm gonna say like last year Survivor Series in the Rosemont area. I'm gonna say say that that's one I remember the most, just because, it was such a a huge thing, because WWE essentially took over Rosemont, and we had a lot of stuff going on WWE related at the time. You had SmackDown going on, you had NXT Takeover going on, War Games there, of course Survivor Series, and then the Raw after Survivor Series. But that was a really fun weekend because there was just so much going on there, and it was just it was just an exciting time, and I was very fortunate enough to be a part of that there. So that was definitely one I'll remember the most, especially hanging out with the rest of the crew too. So I thought that was really cool to do that. But the last one I wanted to mention there too, and I feel like, again, one of those things where I feel like we need to talk about on a separate podcast. 1997, Montreal Screwjob. Bret Hart,
holy shit!
Shawn Michaels.
The big
I wasn't gonna say because it was stereotypical.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Nico.
The biggest work ever. The biggest work ever.
Biggest work ever, he said. And he says I talk shit because I talk shit. I say stuff about Punk, but he just said the biggest work ever. Oh,
look at Rob.
Somebody's going to your house, Nico. Somebody's gonna mess you up, bro.
Rob, I love Bret Hart to death. Bret Hart is my number one all-time favorite.
Talk about my Canadian wrestler.
Look at. Listen to me. Just shut up and listen. Bret Hart is my number one all-time favorite, but you can't tell me that he didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. They literally took him behind the barn.
Hey, let's save this conversation for another show, guys.
I said, this is a conversation for a separate episode.
Yeah, oh my
God.
Precisely.
Do you know how many? 4 times we've said that in this one conversation. We've touched 4 different subjects.
Yeah.
Damn it, I love you guys, man. I love you guys.
This is how huge Survivor Series is, because there's so much history with it.
It's not even Survivor Series. It's not even Survivor Series. It's just good wrestling fans that enjoy the pure sport of wrestling, that are really about the history, and you guys fracking rock. Continue a wild card. You guys fracking rock, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. Much obliged. The same goes for you, my friend. Same goes for you there. But anyway, Montreal Screwjob, man. I mean, for the most part, much to the what Nico had said there too. I mean, biggest work ever, that's very debatable right there. So some people are still saying it's more shoot related there too, but I mean, the time that it happened there too, let's just think about this. The time that it happened, I mean, the thought on everybody's mind was, what the fuck just happened here? Nobody. I mean,
so we are cursing. We are cursing then. Cursing is fine.
We can curse. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
you can say the F word.
Fuck all of you. There. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know, because I literally apologized for the first curse.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
You're good. I'm good.
Anyway,
we didn't know what the hell happened at the time, because there was just so much going on, and then the aftermath behind it. And even after all these years, we're still talking about it to a certain degree. Even though that, Bret and Shawn did patch things up there too. And, who would have thought that Bret would ever come back to WWE to a certain degree? I mean, we all thought that he was done. He was dead,
I'm sorry. His career should have stopped, because when he did that match against Vince McMahon, I'm sorry, not even, the Vince McMahon one, and then The Miz to win the US belt, I'm like, ooh.
It made me cry. It was that bad.
They wanted, I get that WWE wanted to give him the Grand Slam championship, because that was the only championship he didn't win in WWE, was the US belt. So they gave it that but oh gosh.
Obviously for nostalgia purposes, that's probably why he was
absolutely
there too. Yeah. But the thing was, he didn't need to. He didn't even need to do that at all. And honestly, I didn't even understand why they even put him back in the ring. That was just like, no, you can't do that, man. There too. Yeah. I mean, honestly, his career ended, as much as I hate to admit this there too, because it's like, it's not the best way to end a career, but his career ended when he got kicked in the face by Goldberg. So
we're not going. That's another conversation. We're not, Nico.
Let's not get
I've had
into
this
that,
conversation
Nico.
with you. As EJV, I've had this conversation with you, and Steve-O, I definitely have this conversation with you.
Oh, for sure.
Wild card. I'll tell you this in 2 simple words.
Okay.
Fuck Goldberg.
Okay. That's all I needed to say right there. All right, that is all I needed to say. That's all I needed to hear right there. And I basically just saw this pure hatred in your eyes there too. So I got you.
Oh my gosh. Can we literally have a conversation in the future of workers that are extremely unsafe?
Yes.
Nia Jax.
All right.
Oh, let's not talk about her.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, anyway, to wrap it up here, because I've been off on this for quite some time here. So I don't really have a bad moment for Survivor Series at all. I mean, it's because it's such a fun pay-per-view to watch. I mean, there's just so many exciting things that goes on with it, the theme behind it, and it's just like it's part of the big four there too. So there's always some kind of surprise that always happens with this that either leaves us in awe or pisses us off really bad. So I mean, it's just one of those pay-per-views that we just all look forward to too. So anyway, that's my take on it. That is my take on that. I believe EJV, I think you have to say your stuff, right?
Yeah,
real quick, wildcard. Were you sitting with us for Survivor Series last year or no?
For Survivor Series, I was not. I was sitting with.
He's in the
Nico,
he was in the VIP booth. He's like straight up like Kenny Omega's like, hey guys, what's up? I'm up here. Where you guys at?
And I was enjoying a little sip of the bubbly before it was even called the bubbly.
How is that, by the way? I don't, not to segue off too much.
So for those of you who do not know, I actually did purchase Chris Jericho's champagne, aka a little bit of the bubbly. So it was okay. It was all right. It was all right. I mean, it was. I mean, for $50, I mean, it was okay.
A bottle?
I mean, for 2 bottles, you get 2 bottles.
Oh, it's $25 a bottle. That's typical wine. Okay, cool. I thought it was 50 a bottle. I'm like, it better give me a back rub after.
Yeah. I mean, you get a photo of Jericho with that. So I mean, if that's better than a back rub, I'll take it, right?
Right.
It's all right. Nope. It was not bad. It was not bad though. I mean, it's not one of those things I would maybe buy again though. But I will say it's worth just one try though. Definitely one try, one bottle. If you really like it, then definitely just chug the whole 2 bottles right there. But yes, I would definitely buy it just for the, the purpose of, oh, hey, it's Chris Jericho's wine there. So, but yeah, definitely get yourself on that.
All right. That was a great long tangent there, Wildcard. Thank you very much for all your points.
Yep.
Let's some of my favorite Survivor Series like pay-per-views, I'd say, of course, the 1991 debut of The Undertaker, being the massive, huge Undertaker fan. Yeah, that's what I said, 1990. Get it through your big skull. Whatever. It's the 90s Survivor Series match.
Yeah.
And The Undertaker, the debut on the $1 Million Dream Team. I of course, I was too young. I wasn't even born when this shit was around. So, but I got to watch it later on when I got older, and it's still one of my favorite moments. Of course, Roddy Piper with that call. Look at the size of that ham hock. Love that call. Love that damn call. And just his size, his presence at that time was just something that really hadn't been seen in wrestling, and it captivated me as a young wrestling fan. The next one I have to say would be the Survivor Series Deadly Games 1998. I love the Deadly Games tournament. I thought it was a great idea. And of course, like I said, the swerve at the end I thought was phenomenal. It was amazing. The 2005 Survivor Series I thought was really good. Not really as a pay-per-view, because there were some matches that were kind of like Eric Bischoff versus Teddy Long with the Boogeyman interfering. Okay. But the main matchup, the 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match, I thought was absolutely amazing. The build up to it, I thought was well done. And Batista selling that being put through the car and the announcer's table, and of course Randy Orton winning the whole thing with being the sole survivor for the second year in a row. Undertaker returning.
JBL cheated.
Well, I'm sorry, but somebody's cheating right now on the stream because Steve-O just brought like his manager on right now to hit you with a steel chair at EJV. Watch that steel chair, or it might be a chew toy EJV. So watch that. A chew toy might fly to your head.
Yeah, those things are deadly. But the 2005 Series, like I said, the match was great. The return of the Undertaker that night, coming out of the flaming casket, Randy's expression the whole time during the build up to that was absolutely amazing. And of course, the one last one I want to call out beside honorable mention, of course, the Shield's debut at the 2012 one, but for me last year, because of just the overall performances of the NXT talent, not only competing the night before, but also competing that night, especially Adam Cole, who competed in War Games, then went out and had a classic against Pete Dunne.
Yeah,
and that match is one of my all-time favorite matches I've ever seen live, along with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate at TakeOver Chicago 1. And that match that night, and to see the Fiend entrance live for the first time ever, I thought was really, really cool. It was a real cool spectacle. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. And this year being the 30 years of the Undertaker, I can't wait to see what they pull out next. I know WWE has been pretty predictable, over the few years, but maybe they'll do something. Maybe they'll do something that'll shock us all. We'll see. But Steve-O, go ahead and lead us into the next topic, my man.
Thank you very much, EJB. I'm going to give a few quick shout outs to some that I just remembered. 1992, the debut of Yokozuna. He's a very underrated monster wrestler, so I thought it was
best
badass
big man ever. The
Hell
best
yeah.
big man ever.
I don't know about that, Rob.
Best big man ever.
I love Yoko.
Hey, Nico, save the
but I don't know about
debate.
best.
And then Macho Man and Mr. Perfect taking on Razor Ramon and Ric Flair at that.
I don't even remember that.
Incredible.
Bro.
Great match. Love seeing that. 2014, the show itself was very average at best, but the debut of Steen, that's a whole other topic of how his WWE run went, but that debut was so damn awesome. Just seeing him come in and help Dolph Ziggler, become the sole survivor. Incredible. And then I'm just going to shout out one final year, 1993, Shawn Michaels night versus the Hart family.
Oh my
Owen
gosh.
was the only one eliminated from the Hart family. Great story. Built up to that awesome feud.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you brought up the night. I thought someone was gonna bring that up, but I thought that it was a little bit too controversial because of the reason why Shawn Michaels took over the whole night situation with Jerry Lawler. Exactly.
Jerry Lawler. Look it up if you don't know what happened.
Jesus.
It's pretty messed up.
Can I just chime in real quick? I see that everybody keeps talking about the Deadly Games, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this is such a breath of fresh air," but thinking about it, Deadly Games is basically just King of the
Ring for the belt.
Yeah. Thank you, Nico. It's literally just King of the Ring on Survivor Series. So I just wanted to ask you guys. I know it's gonna be just a real quick.
No worries.
Why do you guys think Deadly Games was such a great departure from Survivor Series when we literally have King of the Ring? At that time, we had the King of the Ring on a regular. So I just want to know your mindset.
I can answer that. The reason why, it's because it was for the title. And you had all your big stars in it. You had Rock, you had Austin, you had Undertaker, you had Kane, you had Mankind. Those are 5 big names. You had Ken Shamrock. You had at least 10 guys that were big money stars in that tournament. That's why it worked so well.
Yeah. I mean, I said it earlier. I mean, looking at it itself, and like Nico described and EJV described earlier, the story behind it was great and all. And like, yeah, you had a monumental tournament with many big names. Because I started watching like the Survivor Series back in 1990 and go to the video store and try to retrieve any and all Survivor Series as I could find. I was upset there was no team elimination match. I know they did a tag title match. I'm like, okay, just throw in one Survivor Series elimination match. We'll call it even, but they couldn't do that. I was like, what the fuck? Come on. Team elimination matches are what the Survivor Series is all about. Yeah, but otherwise it was a good show. But yeah, just that's a little nitpick I got for it. But go ahead.
Yeah, good show. Yeah, echoing what the rest of the guys are saying. Good show, but I mean, it was just basically like, why would you do that to something that already existed already? You know, with the King of the Ring there. So I mean, that's just my take on there. They didn't need to do that. Although though I'm looking through the list here of who was in this tournament, and it's actually quite a nice list of superstars.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you got Stone Cold, you got Rock, Mankind. I mean, hell, this is like the whole fucking Attitude Era right there in one tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like like you guys have said, we definitely didn't need to do another King of the Ring style tournament. I mean, it's great that they put this for the WWF title, and they put all of their biggest names that they've had in this tournament. And I think that's what made it a spectacle and made it so great. Is you had the best wrestlers in the WWF in wrestling at the time, at that point, competing for the richest prize in the industry. And to me, I think that's what made it such a great idea. But when you look at it in retrospect, you see just basically a King of the Ring for the title with big names in it.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, to bounce off your question, Rob, how about 2002 with the Elimination Chamber? Were you guys okay with that replacing it or no? I give it a pass because it's a new concept. And I was skeptical on the match type, but now it's like a regular event within WWE. Yeah. I think it's personally fine, but go ahead, guys. Rob first.
I actually thought I love this. Damn man, I love you guys. You bring up so many good damn facts. I love it. With the Elimination Chamber, I was okay with the Elimination Chamber for the simple reason that it has the pure aspects of the Survivor Series elimination. You have an elimination. So even though it's a bunch of people doing an elimination for the prize, it kind of bounces off the Dead of Games aspect of a tournament for that title, and you win the title at the end. So having the Elimination Chamber and the whole eliminating one person after the other, just like you have in Survivor Series, but doing that and combining that whole Deadly Games aspect and making it for the title, I loved it. And on top of that, dude, we got a new structure. That was so cool. We haven't had a new structure at any new match type in a while. Like the last match type that I remember that was cool was like the Inferno match. And that was literally it. And definitely don't say the Dog Kennel and Hell match. Boo.
Oh my god, that match was literally.
Oh god.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
It was Finley's
hey
favorite
puppy.
match.
All right.
I mean, what would you prefer, the Dog Kennel from Hell match or the Punjabi prison match?
Oh geez, I'll take the Punjabi prison match anytime, even though I can't see it.
Yeah.
Granted, the Punjabi prison layout is kind of cool, but otherwise a terrible match.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah.
And then you had Kali of all those people. It's his match. Oh, that man can literally Nico could walk faster than Kali can walk. Okay, that's how bad Kali is. Every fucking day. I love you, Nico. I love you. Oh my god.
That could be quite true, actually.
Oh my
Moment of the show.
Oh man, EJV, what do you think of what's
Pat.
As far as the Elimination Chamber, I thought the concept of the structure itself, it was so different because we already have two different cages with the chain link fence. Where you have an actual fence made of chains and you have glass pods. not
that was pretty
only
cool.
does it give it more of a in a steel floor, not only gives it more of a dangerous, deadly feel to it, but also the pods allow the wrestlers, especially a guy like a Rob Van Dam, he's able to scale those pods, to scale the cage, and able to do big moves, to pop the crowd, like the 5-star frog splash.
And crushing Triple H's larynx.
Do things like
Yeah.
you don't wonder why he goes.
Oh my god, you're wrong, dude. You're so wrong.
That deep voice.
The game.
$3 for a wife.
We got Steve-O. We got this next segment. I know you want to lead us into. It's what is it? Is that the cosplayer of the week, my friend?
Oh yes, absolutely. And this is a little bit different than this week because, well, where is the cosplayer of the week? I can't find. Oh, he's right there. It's Rob Fury. So he's actually live on camera with this. So we're gonna do it a bit of a different way. You guys have your scripts up or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
There.
So,
Yep.
well,
I am purposely not having my script up so it could be like improv.
no worries. So
No worries.
No worries, man.
this is going to be kind of a Q&A interview style segment rather than just us reading off the things. So viewers, if you guys enjoy this style, maybe this could be a regular thing. So let us know what you think in the comments section. I'll start it off. Our cosplayer of the week, Rob Fury. Rob, first off, when did you start cosplaying, and what was your first convention that you went to? I know you've done some in Chicago, but thought you might have done some prior, though, right?
Yes, well, the first my first convention was New York Comic Con in 2013. I dressed up as Jules Winfield, aka Samuel L. Jackson, and one of my best friends, Beck. He was Vinny Vegas from Pulp Fiction. I had Marvin's like brains, like with
I
silly
love that
string in my
movie.
hair and everything. The blood. I literally went to like the thrift store, or I think it was the Salvation Army. Got a $10 like black suit and just covered blood on it. I'm like, I'm never gonna use this damn thing again, and it was great. And then I started there, and then moved from New York to Chicago in 2014. Did what's it called? I started off with a Halloween party. I was like, this is awesome. I want to cosplay more. And then the next year, I started the Age of the Geeks cosplay group, and
I
then
thought you were gonna
it
go to
just everything just exploded from there. And like Midwest cosplay was like banging, and so there you go. That was
All
my
right.
experience.
Very nice. Thank you, Rob. Who'd like to give the next question?
I guess I'll take the next one.
Wild
So you
card.
mentioned, yeah. All right, love that. That's got to be a thing right there. That's got to be a ongoing.
You guys have to have
yeah.
like a button that like, oh, it's next to walkout, wild card.
Yeah, that's what's up there too. All right, ask EJV about Angry Pikachu later, so he'll tell you. So, all right. Anyway, so you had mentioned your cosplay group, Age of the Geeks, which is, by the way, like probably one of the coolest groups I've seen in the con community, by the way. But tell us more about that, how you formed Age of the Geeks, and if you still have any involvement with them today.
Yeah. Well, Age of the Geeks started. Everything started with that Halloween party. My then girlfriend, now wife, Anya, she was like, "We need to go to this Halloween party." Went to the Halloween party, met a bunch of people, and I was just like, I want to dress up in costume and not be at a Comic Con because this is expensive as shit. So I invited people over to my house. Steve has been one of those people over to my house, and I literally just put it on Facebook. I was
Awesome
like,
ass
"Hey,
parties. I'll say that much.
dude, I miss them. They were so great, and they were just my wife literally got so angry at me. It started off as like 10 people, then it was 12 people, then it was 15 people, then the last one was like 25, and like literally, I just randomly invited people to my house. Didn't know anybody. I was like, just come over, whatever, just come over, and then after that went to Geek Bar, the bar that was out there in Chicago at the time that was very catered towards geeks. Then we did a C2. There was a C2E2 party, which is one of the literally the biggest cosplay and comic book convention in the Midwest.
We did
And
a
we did
topic
different.
on that last week.
Yeah, Suzu's. I have my I have my thoughts.
Oh, you
Have
should
my
have heard my thoughts on that.
being someone that has been involved in CCUC and never been an actual just a goer, I've had my thoughts. But from there, I literally met Ken Sully, and I met Alessandra Foley, and I met I forgot Rudy's last name. Oh my gosh, that's
Oh,
rough.
Rudy, yeah, good guy.
I forgot Rudy's last
Yeah.
name. It's so sad. I'm so sorry. I haven't
I
talked to
think
him
it's
so long.
Hernandez. I want to say
Yes,
that.
like Rudy Hernandez
I'm pretty
and
sure it's
Samuel
Hernandez.
Meadows. Yeah, and Samuel Meadows, and then I was like, yo, I want to, and sorry, and oh my god, Nikki Mozinski. There you go, and Nicole Mozinski, and then we just started. I was like, listen, I want to start this thing. I just want to start a group that we just start cosplaying and stuff, and let's just start stuff, and then we just had a meeting in my house, and then we started Age of Geeks. We started from there. 8 people went up, like we literally at the end before I left Chicago, we had about like 12 people in AUG. And no, not 12 people. We had about 18 people in AOG, and for the for the last time, yeah. And then I moved here, and talking about still being in touch. I just finished a stream, my first just chatting stream on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/official Rob Fury, and we were talking about Marvel Universe, cinematic universe versus DC cinematic universe, and we had a great stream. So it's like we're gonna start doing stuff like that, and me and Terry D, aka Vitamin D Cosplay, we play the game Smite. If you like mythology, if you like MOBAs, which is multi online battle arena, and you like messing people up, that's the game. We're doing that, and we are very slowly bringing out the Age of the Geeks Gaming. That is a YouTube channel that we will be doing out soon. So this is literally the first time I'm actually telling anyone. So you guys are awesome, and hell yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys. We're working on Age of the Geeks gaming, so we don't know what games we're gonna be doing yet, but we are gonna be doing that, doing competitive stuff. I'm gonna be working on esports, so that we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff with AOG. So we're coming back. Even
Nice.
Beautiful. I
though
love it.
even though
I
like
love.
the conventions aren't going on right now, we'll still be doing stuff for the community to entertain people. So there you go. Sorry it
Nice.
was long-winded, but there was a lot to cover.
Oh
That's
no,
fine.
rich history.
That was
Rich
quite
history.
a lot, but that was definitely worthwhile though.
Oh yeah, definitely. The next few questions are actually concerning your wrestling career, Rob.
Oh
The
snap.
first one.
EJV. That's
That's right, bro.
that's your plug right there. Anytime you talk, you should go EJV. EJV.
Bring out
go.
Angry Pikachu now.
What? Okay. All right. We can't continue until you give me what the hell is that? Holy my god! Oh my gosh! Like literally, your stream EJV slowed down, so it's like the Pikachu is right here, then right here in front of me. I was like, oh my goodness!
And that, good sir, is Angry Pikachu.
Fair
Yes, sir.
enough. All right, EJV, go for it, brother.
All right. Well, actually, first off is actually a question about when did you start watching wrestling, and then the second part of this
Oh.
is what inspired you to become an independent wrestler.
Oh man, that's always the fun question. First time I watched wrestling, the first time I remember watching wrestling. It's not the first time I watched. It could have been any time. First time I remember it was Macho King Randy Savage versus the Ultimate Warrior, Saturday night main event, Channel 4 NBC at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I remember the Macho with the scepter hitting Ultimate Warrior over the head. I was like 3 years old, man, and I was just hooked. It was just fracking hooked, and oh man, and like to become a wrestler, like I was always like my catchphrase is my name's Rob Fury to get shit done. So if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I always told my friends I'm going to be a wrestler, and like just I see all these guys are like they're bigger, like Brock Lesnar's and Goldberg's. I'm like I can't be that big. I'm never going to be that big. Then like I said, I watched WCW a lot when I grew up. And, until like the Attitude Era, it was mostly WCW. And I've seen Jushin Thunder Liger, Flying Brian Pillman, Ultimo Dragon, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio Jr., Dean Malenko. And I said, screw that. I could be good. I could be there. Those guys are not that much bigger than me. I see Chris Jericho as Lionheart, not El Capitan or Champion, And I'm like, these guys are just my size. I could be like that. And like literally looking in the WWE in like one of the best ages that I loved when I would say is very much overlooked, which is the time right after the Attitude Era, which is like the supremacy of SmackDown. I don't remember. I think it's the Ruthless
Ruthless
Aggressor.
aggression.
Is
Ruthless
it
aggression.
Ruthless Aggressor? When it
Yeah,
was led by Chris
Ruthless
Benoit.
aggression, yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
had Eddie, you had Chris Benoit, you had Kurt Angle, you had a young John Cena, and you had Carlito, all like fucking on
You s-
SmackDown every week.
But yet again, those weren't the guys I was looking at. I was looking at Paul London and Spanky. I was looking at Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. Those were the guys I was looking. I was looking at the athletes, and that's what made me say,
Two
"Yo,
great
dude, I could be."
talents.
Yes, I'm like, I don't need to just be like a big Haas. I could be an athletic person. That's why I did it, and that's why I was like, "Yo," I was in the the Northeast, and hands down, I will tell you right now, hands down, the Northeast will produce the best professional wrestlers in the United States. Period. Right now, you
Amazing
have
Red.
in like literally in the last 20 years. I was just gonna go through a quick indie retrospective of the indie people that came from the Northeast that are big now, and I'll start off with the people that are now. Ortiz and Santana. AEW. You have Private Party, AEW. You have Zelina Vega. She was Northeast. Now look at her right now in the WWE. You have Amazing Red. You have like the SAT. You have All Money is Legal. You have Brian XL. You have Caval, aka Low Key. He was from the he's from Brooklyn. I'm sorry. You have Homicide. You have all these fucking. You have Eddie Kingston. He's in AEW. All right, like you have all these people from the Northeast. They're prime talent, and you know why the Northeast has the prime talent? Because we are not a dime a dozen. Literally, for every 10 people, like wrestlers you have in the Northeast, you will have 10 superstars right next to them. And we strive and we bust our asses and we make sure to show that wrestling is fracking real. All right. We do everything that we need to do. And that's why you have people in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. They will be the hardest people. You want to talk about someone that I've had the opportunity of wrestling against? And no, I don't think. No, did I wrestle against him? No, think I was just in the locker room with him. No, I did wrestle with him in a match. AC Cole, aka Adam Cole,
Baby.
baby. WXW C4 in PA. Samu's Fed. Like Lance and Noah from that same federation in PA in the WWE. Like literally, I saw Adam Cole and I literally said, dude, you're gonna make it because he's that fucking good. And look at him right now from the Northeast. So I don't care what anybody says, Midwest, like the Southeast, West Coast, I don't care. The Northeast is where the prime wrestling real estate lands and is bred. Plain and simple, hands down. If anybody has anything to tell me about that, come see me and I will show you the proof in pudding, baby. Come on. Cream of the crop. Sorry, I get hyped because I'm so proud of my Northeast guys. I'm seeing these guys in AEW, NXT, Impact Wrestling, and I'm like, if I didn't stop doing what I was doing and I took breaks, I'm like, I could have possibly been there, and I'm just so proud of them. And none of those guys shit on each other. They don't crap on each other. Oh, screw that guy. They're all about, yeah, man, good shit, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them.
No, that's cool, man. Lots of great
dude. I was gonna say, man, that the hype behind that was so real that you were actually breaking your background,
bro. I felt your love and your passion, which is kind of what I want to lead into next year. Rob, you have an amazing fucking story. I don't know if you know this, dude, but you really do. You have an amazing story. Would you mind talking about, you know what I'm going to ask? Would you mind talking about the accident just a little bit? Because I know you're itching and you're thinking about making a comeback to the ring. So would you mind talking about that? You don't have to, but
yeah, of course. That literally is my life. So basically August 8th, 2010, I was hit by a car, run over by SUV while walking across the street. You could literally YouTube it, Rob Fury car accident. Doctors told me I wouldn't be able to walk for about a year properly, run for a year and a half. Within 5 months, I was back in Manhattan, back in Wall Street doing mortgages. Within 8 months, I was back in the ring at House of Glory. Um, Health training. I did some brief training with Amazing Red, but it was literally SAT, Joel, Jose, and Kelvin. Jesus, no, that's Jose. I'm sorry. God damn it. Sorry, I broke his kayfabe name. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's just emotional, just going through everything. But Jose,
It's okay.
Joel, Joel, Jose, and I forgot the third Maximo, but the Maximo brothers, like they helped me. Brand Excel helps me, and being able to come back and like within like August 8th, 2000, like I mean in 2012, I was voted, which is literally the most biggest thing I've ever done in my life. 2012 I was voted 464 out of the top 500 wrestlers in PWI 500, and I was voted the second runner-up for most inspirational wrestler award. I lost out to Gregory Iron because no, I'm sorry, he was second place, and Talia Trinidad, aka Selena Vega, she's the one that won it, and she was wrestling because her dad was a veteran and he had just passed, so he was wrestling for her, so that's what she got it. And of course she was on Impact Wrestling, so and Gregory Iron, he's actually if you don't know Gregory Iron, he is the
The
sorry.
handicap hero.
Yes, he is the paraplegic. He has yeah,
Cerebral
he has
palsy like me.
cerebral palsy. I'm sorry, I apologize. Thank you for the
No
term.
worries.
Cerebral palsy and Russell's, and he's an inspiration. Like literally after that, I messaged him. I was like, dude, you are amazing. I want to say, like, if I had to lose behind anybody, it had to be you. You're an amazing story, and I wish I could always wrestle against you. I never got to wrestle with him because our paths didn't cross, but that's how it is. But yeah, that's my story. And yeah, like I just use that every time. It's just like I always tell people, don't bitch, cry, complain, moan, and groan. I've been through shit. I suffered through clinical depression because of the accident, and I suffered through pain because of the accident. That's why I smoke cannabis all the time, and I work for a cannabis company now. And that's great. It makes me who I am. And everything in your life, I'll tell you right now, everything in your life makes who you are. And just like the tattoo that's on my chest, and if you guys can see that right here, it says right there, it's always darkest before the dawn. As you can see, the Batman, it's always about that. It's not about how hard you fall, it's about how you get up and how fast you get up. So within that accident, I'm doing that. Like last time I wrestled my 500 match, I ripped my shoulder, so that took me out of the ring for 2 years, and I came back. And Steve, like literally Steve was there. He saw like my preemptive return to the ring when I was for Halloween, and actually my return against the Cobra, which was great. The Cobra was awesome. I love that guy. He's great.
There was a live stream and we were all watching it, and we were all just so proud of you and just hyped for you, because like I said, you have an amazing story, and that is one of the reasons why I love you and why I'm so proud to call you my friend. So, dude, you're killing it right now. I know you're gonna come back. I know you're gonna get back in that ring because I know you got.
He's gonna be back. You're gonna be back, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
No doubt,
it.
you're in great shape, bro.
You got this, man.
I'm getting back in because that's something that I told you guys pre-show, but I'm planning on going to WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi's gym in Van Nuys, California, and he is literally 15 minutes away from me. So I just got to make sure I do my new COVID test, and I'm planning on going this Sunday.
Let's go, bro.
There we go.
Yeah, I already got in contact with them to like just make sure you have a COVID test. We're training 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Sundays for actual workers for open ring. I'm like, I'm actually thinking about doing an Instagram stream on that, so that's gonna be pretty cool. But I'm back. I'm back. Don't worry about it. I'll be, and I'm not saying here nor there, but because of my appearance in Dodgeball Thunderdome on Discovery Channel and how they're like you're a wrestler and whatnot, I am going to be pursuing in 2021. I'm going to be pursuing some open fed. So I am going to be contacting a certain company that may have some bubbly involved because I know certain people involved in that company. So if you see me jobbing on there sometime,
Bro.
So I'm working on that,
That'd be
but
legit.
it's not a guarantee. But we'll see, man. I'm at a stage of my career that I just want to be back in the 500. But if I don't get back in the 500, if you see me on TV jobbing to Mr. El Champion, then so be it. You saw me on TV. I got there once. I'm good. I got to entertain and got to say hell yeah, to all my friends and family. Be like, yo, did you see Chris Jericho put me in a lion tamer? No, not that. Oh, that bullshit. This bullshit lion tamer. No, he went like circa 1996 Chris Jericho lion tamer, like the whole knee to the back of the head lion tamer. Yeah, I was screaming. You saw that? Yeah, it still hurt. But I like it though. I don't give a shit. Like I would pop for that. I would pop like knee to the back of the like, Mr. Jericho. Yeah, keep going harder. Thank you. I'm tapping out. Thank you. I'll take that, dude. I don't give a shit. It's just for the love.
I love it, man. I love it.
Love it, dude. That's awesome, man.
Very nice. And great stories and overall. And what would the show be without a cosplay video package? So we're gonna show some of your cosplays right here, right now.
So thank you guys. I definitely want to say thank you for having me on here. This is amazing. You can catch me on all social media at official Rob Fury. That's official Rob Fury on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, every all thing that like that. And on top of that, my Twitch, I'm actually starting a brand new little thing called Rob Fury Gaming under the official Rob Fury branch. So you could always do that. And I'm always going to be cosplaying. So you can always check out me at official Rob Fury and the Age of the Geeks. And about cosplays, Steve-O, like what happened? What if somebody else wants to be cosplayer of the week? What the hell do they have to do, dude?
Of course, man. So as you know, you can always message at 2C Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter if you wish to be a future cosplayer of the week. We're always accepting submissions, and don't forget, we will be glad to feature you. Spots are opening up, so act soon.
Send us your stuff.
Thank you.
Oh, I see why you're a wild card.
Yes. Had to wait for the delayed reaction there. Yeah.
No worries. So, thank you, Rob, so much for being on the show. Thank you for your awesome stories and your awesome contributions to, the conversation, the Survivor Series conversation. Can't thank you enough for that. And thank you for creating an awesome community within Chicago and around the whole nerdum nation, be it New York, California, Illinois.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? If you don't mind, I would like to say an exiting bumper off of mine in character, if possible.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, glasses coming off.
I don't know what the hell you guys are thinking, but you need to be checking out Too Sweet Cosplay because these are the sexiest, baddest, most badman mother slammer jammers in town. And if you don't know anything about cosplay and you don't know anything about wrestling, these are the damn people you need to talk to. And if you don't like that, you could just break yourself, baby. Bam!
Bam.
That was beautiful.
That was great. Can't get any better than that.
Matthew. Forget Botchamania, Matthew. We got you.
See, I just want to run through a brick wall now after hearing that.
Right? Like I want to just like go out and party. Let's go.
Yeah.
So please do check out
6 feet. You gotta stay 6 feet there.
6 feet.
Yep, 6 feet distance. But please do check out all of Rob's social media. We will have links in the episode description. And please, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the Too Sweet Cosplay YouTube channel. And be sure to like us at Too Sweet Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and maybe one of these days on Twitch, like our pal Rob here.
Oh yeah, I feel it. Too Sweet Cosplay on Twitter. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, we have the channel set up, but we haven't posted anything. But maybe things will change.
It's
down the
coming.
line.
It's coming.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But yeah, so we're gonna wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. As next week, Too Sweet Converse will be on a hiatus for the holidays. Please do enjoy the Survivor Series weekend. We may be posting some stuff about the event on the page. Participate in Too Sweet Face Off. We always got those going on. Fun little bout to see who you'd rather win the matches. We always enjoy doing that. And Rob mentioned Terry D earlier. Look for the next episode of Converse to debut around the first weekend of December. And also stay tuned for a special panel to be hosted by us truly at PocketCon 2020. We're going to include a link to this virtual event in the episode description. That's going to be taking place on Saturday, December 5th. So from all of us at Too Sweet Cosplay, as well as our special guest, Rob Fury, Too Sweet, and enjoy your holiday Survivor Series weekend.
We are.
Stay safe, everybody.